Order in 24, 2026. Select board got me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I don't know how long to lead off here, but we talked about discussing jointly on properties. Some discussion as to whether it'd be easier to own some of these properties individually or jointly. And so we made a short list of the ones we thought should be discussed, and they added to it, and then just kind of go through them one by one and see what we're thinking. We didn't propose any solutions to any of them, just getting a conversation. Thoughts on where people in the municipal building? That good thing, bad thing?
It is. You work fine. Where we jointly own.
Just the comments I've heard is that it makes it more difficult to do repairs and so forth, because we've talked about it, we gotta get out and talk about it.
Well, I do listen to your meetings because I'm a town resident also. And I do agree with the fact that somebody brought up about starting a fund. So that there is money in the fund and that we don't have to, hey, we need a little bit of this to be fixed, you know, that it could be, that's my opinion, that a reserve fund so that repairs can be made without any fuss being made of it, and it has to be done, then it has to be done. And I think, John, I think they're more capable of figuring out a good way to go about it. And the money will be there to work on the repairs. Some stuff you can't let go. I mean, so it has to be addressed. That's just my thoughts.
So you're open to kind of a joint reserve fund for building repairs? That would definitely, from where I sit, from home, some years we don't have, some years you don't have. And it's every other year from home, but
But if it's planned,
if there's money to spend and the parking lot comes to need to be replaced, we get a heck of a deal on asphalt PCI. Right?
no. I can't have any part of that. I can measure it, give it.
So we could look into, I guess, the structure of it. However, which one. Fund.
Do we currently have any joint agreement?
No, and it would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, you know, if it sets up a future village board and town board, after we're all gone, to not have to worry about. You still have to worry about the cost, but to have funds to pay the cost.
Well, you really don't even have to like you're thinking, you don't have to both put it in the same time. It could be individual funds in our own, and like if we're able to put into our own fund and you guys are able to put in a different amount, then when it comes time to fix, you each have your individual fund that you're whole from, and then if you don't have enough in it, then you have to figure out the money. It wouldn't be like 2,000 each of us have to put into this fund. It'd be our own reserve fund on each side.
But then what was that, like, one board doing more than the other, and then.
It wouldn't be, because you would still do half. And if you didn't have enough, you would have to come up with the other half outside of your fund.
Mhm.
I mean, if we went about it completely separate, we already have a building.
Oh, okay.
With. On. I feel like I'd be that time if you want.
No, I'm not comfortable with the joint fund at all because everything you guys are trying to separate it, you know, I would start doing it. I think the village could look in, asking lawyers if we could set up funds specifically for that.
Then that'd be my recommendation.
We already have.
You already, no,
We have to have them like they do.
no.
Oh,
If you already have a reserve fund for maintenance on your building, stuff like that, we have to go to the voters to get permission to do that. I think that's, I think it's very much a favor of that.
we've talked about this before, but would the village be interested in selling their half to the town and paying rent?
I think I can answer for the board, and if no.
Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, were you not supposed to take the lead on fixing up the clock tower?
There's nothing wrong with the clock tower.
It needs to be spruced up like the rest of the building.
Well, last time we spruced up the rest of the building, the village did it, so I figured the town could hire somebody to go up straight off the town.
What do you mean?
Pressure wash the
Who
entire
paid for
building.
all the siding on this building?
The
This new siding?
I think he's referring to, I think Mike is referring to when there was draw. You know, the building was originally built way before 2023. All the plywood and siding was replaced on.
That was done before FEMA. That was done before the flood.
Yeah, no, I can't speak for, I wasn't on the board at that time. So,
But the rest of the building has to be put up the way that the major part of the building is. That clock tower looks hideous.
the last time the building looked like the clock tower, village paid our crew to pressure wash this entire building.
I'm not talking about pressure
So
washing.
that's all it needs.
I'm talking about replacing it and having the clapboards the same as the lower part of the building.
So you want to redesign it.
No, it doesn't have to be redesigned. It just has to have new clapboards on it and new trim.
It's the same concrete trim that's inside and that's everywhere else, Mike.
That was all replaced on the main building. The upper part of the tower was not replaced.
I don't know, they asked me to look into it, I looked into it, and I found there's nothing, there's no rot, there's no gappage. The leak is before, I believe it was Carpentry Unlimited did the repairs to finish. Took care of the tower. Hasn't leaked since. Besides a cleaning. Got algae and spider webs and dirt on it.
Well, that whole process on this building was in 3 stages supposedly. It was part of the building done 1 year, the other part done the next year, and the third part was the tower that was supposed to have been done in the 3rd year. But Stanley died. So that's where it ended up, but it still needs to be done.
So that consensus of your board follows that just fine.
Not really that we discussed and voted on, so. I'm not really sure. Like you're saying, it's basically an aesthetic concern.
Well, yes, and it's, and the trim and everything. It just looks really stupid the way it is right now.
Well, I think the trim work that was done on the lower side down here, the repairs that were done, that was pretty shabby also. When you.
Well, that was after the flood. Now, Stanley
There's
Screw
plenty
did
of time between.
Stanley Screw did an excellent job before the flood. Then after the flood, when the FEMA money was used for another contractor, that's where some of the problem came.
I know that if it was, I would assume if it was your house and some of the cuts and some of the filling it in, caulking instead of getting things done right, I believe that pretty much anybody on the board would be like, hey, you know, it's pretty shabby work. So,
And we corrected some of the problems already.
well, I'm just saying to pick out the tower because somehow you can notice the difference in the clapboard and the trim when some of the stuff down lower in the, where you actually look, doesn't get fixed. It's kind of,
I'm just, wasting my time talking about it. It was supposed to be 3 different phases of that. And I guess if you don't want to fix the tower or help her to fix the tower, so be it.
well, if it's a matter of it being dirty, but you're saying the aesthetics of it, it doesn't leak, there's not a structural issue, and it just hurts your eyes, and that's what I.
No. You're making this whole thing simplistic. I'm going back to the 3 phases of this refurbishing this building, and the clock tower was the 3rd phase of that 3-phase thing.
Both boards agreed upon, or?
I believe we did, and I think we need to go check our minutes.
That was prior boards, so.
Doesn't make any difference. It's
That's
prior
right,
boards.
that's Mike, you know, no board's held to what any other board's held.
Can I make a recommendation on that? I mean, not to belittle what you're saying, Mike, but it seems like you're adamant about this, but the board, your board as a body has not weighed in on this according to Paul, so I'd recommend we table this talk for another time until your board gets a consensus of whether or not you agree with Mike and these attention because of aesthetics. We talked about it, we need Kenny to go ahead to assess it, he has assessed it for our board, so we have a position we're standing on now, but somebody can get it on.
I do have one further suggestion, rather than going down rabbit hole on individual repairs on each building, we're just not like my other two buildings, right? Maybe we should stay up at that level.
We didn't bring it up.
So specifically for this building, I think, even though it has the layer for us, maybe we wanna go to the holders in March and ask for a specific reserve fund specifically for this building. And we can inject money into it. The village could ask for a reserve fund specifically for this building. And how future boards have money to place these some funds.
Makes sense.
Regardless of the project.
I would be in favor of a reserve fund with both boards, but that's under the assumption that we can work together and make a list of repairs and agree on those repairs and make a schedule and follow it. It doesn't seem like we can. I don't think money is the issue. I think coordinating is the issue and working together. So I'm not in favor of it.
Not in favor of,
A reserve fund, I don't think it solves the problem.
it's all one problem, but not all problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for me, it solves the problem of each entity has their own reserve fund specifically for this building, money's titled, this building,
Yeah.
and you're gonna have to.
And there
do a project.
is a difference that something comes up and it's a $5,000 project and we have the money dedicated already for it compared to like right now, we don't have the money dedicated to nothing and you have to scramble for it. And so a fund does make a little bit of difference there.
Yeah, the same money's not an issue, it's just naive, in my opinion. So you mentioned something about the village being willing to sell the building to the town. Town willing to sell their portion of the village.
How much?
I'm speaking,
When I said that, it's funny.
speaking individually, I guess I'm not adverse to that. I mean, a critical portion to me for the town, we are responsible for land records. We give all.
That could be all, that could be all worked out in weeks.
Yeah, if there's something you have in mind, I'm not adverse to talking about.
Me neither. It would be nice just to have a fixed rent that we could budget for. You be the landlord, we'll pay you.
Okay, be a landlord.
Rather than having
Yeah, I see here that both of these guys. May not done anything, but I think that is a development biggest concern, that something required to happen, so.
No, I think both, that being an option, that would obviously take a lot more investigation than what we can do at night. So we can discuss it at our board meetings and have your, get the numbers and have something to present to you that
And this doesn't specifically tie into municipal building. It kind of ranges for a few of these. Now that we don't have the clerk treasurer for both, are we sending bills to the village and the village sending bills to us? It used to be due from weird accounts. You know, but we're gonna need to receive a bill for the whole storage, half the insurance, right? And you'll receive a bill for half the municipal building insurance, fuel for and electricity. Same for us, right? We'll pay that fuel now.
The way we're set up now, that's pretty much the only way that we can do it.
Pretty much, I just wanna be clear.
It's a big process.
Like, I don't want the village to see a bill. And it just looks different, and it looks different, and what's this? I don't, now it's like, what are these?
clear cut. Doesn't add an extra layer to it. Other discussion?
Yes,
Yeah.
it will have to be clear.
Pretty really important, right?
Well, it shouldn't be. I mean, just like two different, I mean, should be pretty easy to send a bill, pay a bill,
Right.
right?
That's
So power bill,
that same treasurer reports, which is split from one screen to the next. Okay, so.
the power bill is whatever, it's. Should be fairly easy to figure that out.
We've been operating the same way that we did. We built this one for Routes National almost this month. We've got bills.
Want to move on from municipal building?
Anything else on Pomona?
I'll start with this place.
You've already talked it over, you should come up with it. If it sounds good to you, it'd be a tenant. Start thinking about it.
Okay, well,
It's kind of hard to hear.
Oh, sorry.
With the fan going, it's kind of hard to hear you guys. If you could just speak up a little, it'd be great. I know I'm gonna fly on the wall.
okay,
I know, I couldn't afford to do.
They've always talked with marbles in front.
What?
They've always talked with marbles in their mouth,
Yeah.
Funny.
right?
It's funny, she had to say.
I
blood
coach.
about us.
You speaking about yourself, Aaron? I mean, Alex?
all right, next item, mill house and garages.
Don't get me started. I'll get them.
Scott.
Not to worry.
I feel like the mill house is a different conversation than garages.
Sure, why not, there you go.
What,
Let's do the garages.
sure, the garages. I personally think we should go down that, subdividing, getting independent ownership.
Once we subdivide the entire lot. I'm not going to even consider dividing up the garage until we divide that entire lot, village, so we can do what we need to do.
198.
That is a separate lot that was purchased separately, so
I'm just telling you where I'm at. I'm not going to consider dividing up the garage until we come up with boundary by divide that entire lot. I know it's a separate piece. I was saying that's where I'm at,
you wanna just do the whole complex,
the whole complex.
one shot,
One,
everything,
one and
land,
done,
all of it.
all of it.
And honestly, I don't see that happening. You're involved in Act 250, Ravenfield. That's a lot of money. I don't know how much you guys raised your taxes, but we have to quadruple it.
I don't know if
We
it would
don't.
be $6 million, but.
It's gonna be a lot.
Private quadruple it, you know.
I mean, if you guys get on board with selling the land portion of it and then divide the proceeds from that, that'd be great, but if that's not an option for you guys, I'd like to get our portion out from underneath it.
Have you moved, are you talking about the 180 acres?
Yeah.
I think we should sell that and split it.
Can I, so where the gravel, sand,
Gravel and salt, yeah.
is that's sitting on that part of the 198?
That is, it was 180 acres,
You know,
that was purchased separately at 180 and 18.
Okay.
That's why to me, they're kind of separate, but I understand what Will's saying, where it's
So we'll stay on the garages for now and jump to that.
oh, that's not bad. I thought it was part of the same.
well, if the village's preference is to table mill houses and garages until the 180 acres is dealt with,
That's one person, that's me. I'm not looking at guys. I was speaking before too, so.
fair enough.
Okay.
You call, you want to call? Is there something?
Well, you invited the town into that property.
Personally, I don't understand why we're selling assets that we have, town and village together. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I think you're friggin' lunatic.
Well, they're talking about just dividing it up between the town and village, where the garage is at. So cold storage, fire, smokehouse, sand pit, salt shed, 2
No,
garages.
we all
mill
use
house.
it. We all use it, village and town, taxpayers. We all use it. Why do you wanna split it all up?
Town wants to sell.
Why?
It would be considerably cleaner For
We
future.
talked years ago, we were gonna put a bike thing up there on that 180 acres.
Okay, so when we were talking about, we're talking about the garage, building, not the land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, not the building.
well, I understand that.
You guys have a garage, we have a garage, we're both on 50% of each. Why don't you just own yours and we own ours? That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about the 180.
I guess, I think we both should have our own garages, that's mine.
Well, technically.
Where is the line, you know what I mean?
The MOU said that our garages are the land's joint. Okay, their garage is theirs, the land's joint.
So it's the land on there we're talking, we're not talking about the buildings.
No,
Right.
I mean, you could read the MOU word for word, it did not say building, it said that, you know, the town could do maintenance and improvements that don't devalue the building, the village could do the same. It did not say the town owns the building, they can do everything they want, including taking liens against it for loans or whatever. It also does not say that in the village.
Correct.
in the
So,
MOU.
but the intent is that it's our garage, your garage, the land's joint. We wouldn't tell you what to do with your garage unless you're devaluing it. You wouldn't tell us what to do with ours unless we're devaluing.
Or changing use. So one of the options is just go into a deeper MOU with the buildings, make it very cut and dry and clear. Keep the property joint, there's no harm in the land where the garages are to keep it jointly owned. With a very strong understanding of who has rights to do to and repair or building and has ownership of that physical structure on joint property.
Right, that, the MOU could be easily adjusted to say.
Yeah, it could be,
Physical structure, land share.
and that would, my opinion, take care of any kind of gray areas to who has rights to do up with their building. If we just do that, cut, dry, clear, leave the land, because it's gonna be a lot more complicated. Chop up that land than it is the larger parcel.
Why don't we just do a quick claim deed? You give up your half, we give up our half, and separate the two garages. Isn't that easy enough?
There's 3 garages.
Well, 3 garages, but
The two of them.
would that be easy?
We wouldn't separate cold storage because we need half.
Right.
Right, but the garages, we could take care of that.
No, we wouldn't need that, or nothing like that.
I wouldn't-
So what you're saying, Mike, is that you'd rather spend taxpayer dollars to pay somebody to subdivide it than just have an MOU that's clear that the structure belongs to the village, the land belongs to the town and village?
Whatever is cheapest,
Well, that would be an MOU.
that would be
right.
cheapest, but a couple claim deed would settle it once and for all.
That,
A quick claim deed would settle it once and for all.
So what's your vision? There's 3 garages. How would you, what's your vision on doing this process you're talking about as far as quick claim deed?
Well, I just threw it out,
Okay.
I don't have, anything but chapter and verse for you. I just thought it was just a suggestion. People do that all the time to settle up land disputes, and I don't see why we couldn't do it. And it would settle it once and for all future boards.
well, actually, no quick claim deed is forever.
But it's pretty close.
No, it isn't. I lost one shortly after I bought my property.
Did you really?
Yes, I did.
I think we can all agree, we all want our own building,
Sure,
Right.
be done.
yeah.
And it would be a very clean cut for any.
I
understand the MOU, I mean, I was here when we did the original one, and I think we didn't send it to an attorney because we knew it wouldn't be legally binding on next year's board. So really, we can talk MOU all we want, short up MOU, send it to a lawyer, and next year's board doesn't have to review it. So does that really solve the long-term thing? And long-term, I mean, I can't predict the future, right? But let's say a wonderful opportunity comes up 20 years from now, picking random numbers, for the electric utility to move into a facility that better fits their needs. All right, we want out. We want to sell it. We need some money for the remainder of the financing. And the select board 20 years from now says, no. You are binding a future village board to a potential problem if we do not separate the very obvious ones.
Just to be clear, the electric department has nothing to do with that building. It's general department owns that building. They rent.
Okay, say you wanna move it.
That changes your conversation totally.
I understand that the general department owns it, I also understand that the electrical department pays rent, and you guys don't have the building, so are you entitled to 100% of the rent, is that in the MOU? So if a future select board wanted to recover half of the rent on the building that they own half of,
You wouldn't win.
okay,
Still-
sure.
Still gonna come with all the days.
Well, you know what, right, that's up to lawyers and judges and maybe a jury of your peers. I, if anything, would be protecting you from that potential.
I like, when it comes to the two garages, Mike's idea to me is the smart way to go because it's pretty binding compared to everything else.
But putting deed is not like, look it up.
Well, then, let's do a full, let's do a warranty deed
And I
then.
lost it 3 years later.
Let's do a warranty deed then, forget that, quit claim deed.
Can you do that? That has to be subdivided to have a warranty deed.
Right.
It has to be, have to be bounded. There ain't no talking about it.
Find solution, come back to it.
Yeah, cause I like the idea of somehow getting those two separated, but I also like the idea with Will, and we really gotta figure out what we're doing with that other 180 acres, whether we sell the whole thing and split the profits, or whether we try to find, well, we can't afford to really subdivide it, so if we can figure out how to sell it and get all of our money, that would, especially right now.
Aren't you guys bound by the vote, you put, one of the voters, whether or not to sell your portion of it, and they said no.
It was under other businesses
It's
advisory.
advisory, or we, I wasn't sure, no, where.
We have the ability to
And
sell
we
it.
also, in 2024, had a conversation at town meeting about having conversations with the village about,
I knew it was brought up, I can remember if it was on the agenda, or what's in that advisory, so thanks for clarifying.
The job can move ahead unless 5% of the voters petition otherwise for a special meeting or something. So we
It's
can
a
go ahead.
great opportunity to add residents back to this community.
And bring money,
It's
and tax and everything.
The town and village is hoarding 180 acres of non-floodable land.
Oh, yeah. I mentioned it from the get-go, sell the stupid place and then split it up between us.
I know we're still supposed to be on the buildings, but now we moved to the land.
Let's finish the building first. We got-
I'd like to have a word on.
So are we agreed?
The village will look into what you're asking about we'll have another conversation and then Eric can look into some things on the warranty deed. I think the problem that we're gonna find for the boat is where you put the line. Right? That's what the whole thing's gonna be. The buildings are simple, right?
Right.
The buildings sit there. One entrance into that place and it splits. Well, you get the other back entrance. But to everybody to agree where that is and how I'm getting shorted, it's bound to happen. That's the worry.
Right.
The buildings, I'm 100%. It's the land is the,
But even the buildings, we still got to pump the right wording or the right vehicle or whatever
Right.
that is to.
I'm not smart enough for that stuff, so.
It's not.
I mean, if the village has a half acre more we do, I could give a rat's rear end to tell you the truth.
I just want.
As long as we have set boundaries and everything else, it's not like the land is taxable and that somebody's losing tax money or anything. Let's just get it split up and move forward.
So part of the 18 acres behind it is part of that process, right? Where the sand pit is, that's part of it.
I thought that was on the 100.
Or is it and this is my thought on it, and I've said it many times to the board. It's a big usable piece of land, right? The village, no offense, where the sand pit is and where the dirt was stored from the flood restoration was kind of completely taken over down there. Where that, if the village wanted to have used area, that big flat part, we got kind of pushed out because the sand pit's there, that's it, that's been there. I understand, but then you took all the rest of that flat land, you know, the good usable land where if we wanted to have done whatever on it, we're not there, right? The stuff is there. So the problem is that piece of land, for me, we've lost use of that because the town decided to just use that whole area. And I don't think that that is a good solution for where we're headed. Because it shouldn't have been just assumed that, well, we'll just put it all right here. Well, you didn't own all of it. You know what I mean? And you still don't. You see what I'm saying? I think to find the line of where things go, that's gonna be the hard part. Because if we go to put up a salt shed, right, for our salt, well, say we wanted to put it down there, it's a, well, where can we put it? We got to come, please, can we have you move your materials? That's just, I think we're pinched into little corners.
So I just looked on Hunt Stand and salt shed storage area, there's one shared property. Not part of the page.
Right.
It's on the 18th.
For the whole, that makes you think.
Well, what you're saying there, I think like a reasonable complaint.
But it's just, you know, I think it would have been nice, and I think it still would be nice if we could figure out if Nate needed to get a load of poles and he had whatever coming in and we need to put up a salt shed. Well, the area's full, you know? We need to dump wood chips, you know? Where are we gonna dump them if you guys have taken over everything? That, the line is the problem, you know, and the usage.
So yeah, so as far as that lot, let's my board will have a discussion and Eric will look into some other things. You guys do the same, we'll bring this back up to the next one, see if we can come up with any shape.
I got one question for Evan. You know where the boundaries are between the two parcels?
Exactly, no.
Exactly, you know, ballpark?
I was just
He
looking.
just pulled it up on his hunt stand, that.
I just pulled up on Onyx and it showed that the two garages currently used, the cold storage are all part of that larger portion.
Right.
That's gonna make it a whole lot different.
Well,
And you said the opposite.
No, I said the sand pit where you guys store your stuff is part of it. Well, I didn't look that.
Oh,
The Onyx is showing that the smaller parcel is the cold storage in the ball fields, that the current use garages are both on the larger parcel. Now, this is not 100% accurate, that kind of be fairly damn accurate, so we're not looking for that.
That would require subdivision before selling the hill.
If we sell it as one parcel and split the proceeds, that makes the larger portion
I mean,
easier.
Onyx just shows it as one lot per.
No,
I have it right here,
Put them all. I got names and everything else, but they put it.
but,
Or,
oh, yeah, that's,
it comes out as 20 acres on the website.
yeah, but that was a separate
Oh, is it?
sale of the town. The garages were purchased, and you can ask those.
That's right, I just like, there's a quick look at it, there's not a lot of accurate here, some of these are.
The garages were purchased, 18-acre chunk, 180-acre chunk, to my understanding, were purchased by, was started being purchased by the village. For a well and well protection. And then they asked the town, if the town wanted to be involved with it, and the town said, yeah. I believe originally they were supposed to carve out one thing each entity wanted.
right.
And the remainder was originally supposed to be sold back to the taxpayers.
Right. Which I like, I think the model for that, that's, you know, really, it's,
So actionable items, I guess, does it seem like John and Eric could work together and come up with some ideas or costs on the town and village garage only? It at least starts the process somewhat.
that's one item.
And we could talk about other structures in the future once we have a vehicle. And
Smokehouse too.
you could talk about smokehouse and salt shed if you want, right? Those are pretty obvious.
Yeah, right. current use structures or,
Right.
or.
Yeah, if we just talk about the garage, it's gonna make it compliant. with
Right.
them, so.
So unless.
It'll apply to the rest of only use buildings, right?
Right. And let's include salt sand in that as well, because that's, that's huge for you guys.
Yeah.
It's us, for us too, but it's a lot bigger deal. Right? So,
That's
what do you
what
think?
Yeah, so, work on the buildings themselves and then all the shared buildings, but then also the land as a separate issue.
Right. Now, do you,
Establish the boundary first.
according to your board is Mike Paul's and, Mike's, in favor of selling selling that 180 as a unit and dividing the proceeds. Does that give you that consensus of your board, or is that, without anything official, I think we're all in favor of either getting our portion and selling it or selling it as one lot and dividing the proceeds. I think the one lot thing is gonna be the most advantageous, because you still have the money spent to instead of dividing it and then selling it, if we sell it as a lot. I think the board here is fully in favor of either one of those options, but the larger lot would be cheaper for all of us.
Selling the whole thing gets us out of the urinating match. And who's gonna get half?
Exactly.
that's not, to directly answer your question, that's not a foregone conclusion for our whole board. We do have, there's been discussions with town committees wanting trails there. In the past, that haven't come to fruition, but we do have a grant from the EPA for rural economic recreational.
Recreation economy in rural communities.
There we go. I got the acronym all messed up. So I guess the one, I'm in favor individually of getting out of it and getting it back on the tax base.
Okay.
So the big caveat for me individually, it's once that process is closed, if this is identified as like a key piece to the puzzle, I would be willing individually, not speaking for the whole board, to have that property appraised by a registered appraiser, completely third party independent, and hopefully begin discussions about the town versus the village out. So you would still receive the appraised amount.
Yeah.
It would be appraised as a full parcel. If it's 200,000, split that in half, 100,000, which is more for the town to shoulder, but I'm in agreement with getting rid of it. If it's identified as a key piece, I'm in agreement with getting the village out of it, because I personally don't see a massive advantage to you owning a portion of it.
No. So you're talking about the 180, you're talking about.
The 180.
If you have a use for it, if you take some grants to explore that, you'd be interested in just either buying us out or putting it on the market.
Again, just me.
Right.
Yeah.
You're shaking your head.
I would definitely say that's a discussion your board needs to have, Paul and my board will have, so separate.
Yeah.
So it's on the radar, so we can absolutely be talking about it.
We can shake hands right now or even trade, are you nice for this building?
I don't know about that.
Well, I think.
Are you moving forward with the appraisal regardless? Is that what we're saying?
I would like to know what the RERC outcome is.
But what do you need an appraisal either way?
No, because probably if we were to sell it on the open market, we would be fools if we didn't go in front of voters in town meeting, because we don't have to, but that is like the most clear cut, dry, this is what we're going to do. And if that was the case, I would assume that the two boards at the time could just decide on a realtor. We're not realtors,
I'm with that. I'm just saying that.
so we wouldn't have to have an appraised value for a realtor.
It would be nice to know what we're talking about. Yeah, I would just like to say, I'm glad you brought up the EPA grant, but I think that's important for us to hear what they come up with as a plan, whether that parcel is a key piece or not. And then secondly, I would very much be in favor of going back to the voters by the meeting day. So I don't know what your time frame in your heads were about this, but my inclination would be to wait until after town meeting day and have it as our item. Because they did previously say no, as you pointed out.
So if you want to move forward with this, we could do it at town meeting, then I would have two things on that. I think is to sell it with the village or to buy it and give the village our portion.
Or buy the village.
It should be one or the other.
Buy the village, right?
Okay, but, I mean, yeah, either sell it as a 180. You buy us out, or they've also got to realize that if both of those get turned down, we want our half. So, so that, I don't know if you need to go to voters for that or not, if you feel comfortable doing it without that way. We agree to wait, get no choice, if that's what you want to do, but you're waiting till meeting day. I think one of those three things have to happen. We need to get our half, do what we want with it. We need to buy us out, or we need to sell it.
Are you clicking meetings for town meeting articles? No, town meeting articles
Yes.
somewhere in SharePoint. You just get those added.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll talk
When
about.
was the last time that was logged? Is there a good loggable material, get some dollars off that?
Not really.
What we sell it, that's what.
Depends on the contracts you get. I don't know if you watch all of our.
I watched yours. None of you seem to know how much money you're gonna get paid.
I don't think we know how much money we're gonna pay them.
We're getting what, 20? No, we're losing 20, but no.
I think it was logged like 10 or 15 years ago. So the log, actually, it was before that, it was logged before the town village bought it.
That's it, Dave, from it, right?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Mike?
And we had Bert Nato look at it again, the, was it worth it for a while?
Okay, so the village will discuss that separately, like you were saying.
So Daryl, you
Well,
will
you guys.
give your half of this building? Is that what you said?
I said, hi,
Yeah, yeah.
And we said
would
no.
you will, and he said, they all said no. So,
Maybe that might not be a bad
You
deal.
guys do whatever you want there in one meeting, and I'll bounce it back and forth.
Maybe I can support that.
I lost.
And the subdivision.
So the last one on those two partners in the house.
Yeah.
Basically, him chair.
Sell it.
I thought in the same conversation
Split it.
before.
I've offered to you for $1.
And I'll do the same.
So, okay.
I don't want that building.
Okay.
And wasn't someone interested in buying the mill house?
Yeah, there were, years, sort of.
No, I mean,
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah, there was a gentleman looking to access River Road.
Yeah.
He's got a piece of property. And he did mention there that going forward, he might have an interest in that mill house.
He said he couldn't afford it because the sign. I would just want to sell that and split it too, and get right out of it. There was a rub, a while back, several years ago, about the food shelf in there, they were allowed to go in there, and I don't see it's our responsibility, the town, to find them another place.
I agree 100%. The village puts a lot of labor and time in that building with the heat system and all that. And we get nothing out of it.
Nothing out of it.
Are you,
Sell it.
is the village
It would have to be provided.
looking to just remove themselves from it? I mean, it was 4 or 5 years ago, the village said, we just want rid of it. Give it
We'll
to
have a
you."
discussion about it and get back to you.
Okay. That would
We
be,
had a lot of conversation.
another one. Nothing happens fast in town government, but we're taking on quite a bit of property and I would like to go to the voters and just say the village would like this.
Curious, how much someone planned for that?
It's hard mess with
That's
everything.
part of the mess.
That's
If you
right.
guys put a new generator
Five change, right?
in the village garage,
5 acres.
No.
with the generator that's on the back of the mill house lawn piece of the village garage, that was a rub before. And I don't wanna create a situation for subdivide somehow where the village garage, general department, without power.
It's a shell game.
So that mill house setting on that property that we can't quite get by. So we can't sell the house to the guy that wants the right of way because it's needs to be subdivided. So that's.
Part of the line.
We'll have a conversation.
Make it up, yeah.
We're getting over it fast.
Now that we know we're getting serious about it, we'll have a conversation. Okay, so the backhoe. So I believe the village, it says you guys can buy us out of it in January, right, Eric?
Oh.
I would say January. Board, do you agree?
So that's,
January 2027?
January 1st, 2027.
if that's the tentative timeline. The village okay with us having Caterpillar come in, third party appraise it. Independent, we don't need feelings involved, doing it, I feel professional.
Yep.
And we'll pay you 20%.
And you will work
That's fair.
with
Yep.
Brian to get that scheduled for an appraisal.
You know, motion to achieve, it's good, consensus.
That's just.
Up and down, Ross.
No, back
Back
on.
up.
Back,
Any 20, town and village.
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on.
We jump back and forth.
All right, next line is salt shed, cold storage and smoking. It's not necessarily need to be taken together.
Salt shed belongs to the town, cold storage belongs to joint, smokehouse belongs to the general.
Fire.
General.
Well, the land belongs to this joint land, smokehouse was built by a grant through the fire department.
In the general.
So the two obvious ones, my takeaway was they were the same with the obvious village garages.
Salt shed, one way, smokehouse the other way.
And I let John and Eric come up with the kind of solution, rough cost. Over there, cold storage, let's not touch that one this year. Confusing.
Well, I mean, we just leave it as is. You know, if we come up with some sort of a solution here as far as dividing Millhouse, general department and town garage, that just stays joint.
Cold storage. Which is heated. The heated cold storage.
Oh, that's a cold storage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greater is gonna have that already.
Important.
Yeah.
All right, Millhouse listed again, so we can ignore that.
Oh, you don't wanna bring it back?
Please.
Oh, that important, had to have it on voice.
Okay, so we said on our properties, we kind of know what we're gonna do for action items. Everybody
This
understand?
is a job here, are both aware of. I think this board is very interested in finding a solution or some sort of a option for this. Not 10 years from now, but like, you agree, you want this to come up with a solution sooner than later.
I missed what you said.
I'm just saying John and Eric should have the understanding that at least the village board really wants to come up with a solution for the property sooner than later.
Oh, yeah,
I don't wanna
I think the
continue.
town does too.
Okay,
Well, I think we want to put this to bed. This has been going on for time immemorial.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it was going on when I was a trustee for crying out loud 30 years ago.
yeah. We appreciate your service.
I know how you guys think. See, that's the problem right there.
Well, we meet again in like a month or two.
Let's come up with solutions first. And if we make a scheduled meeting in a month and they're not ready, then why?
I'll let Paul know when we have an
All
available.
boards would have time to review the options, then have a meeting.
Right, well, Mark, we should be thinking about next quarter. All right, let's not let it drag out.
Yeah, this, before snow in the ground, I like to have a full board have options to look at.
I'd like to get this done with at least the 3 years I have done this. I think we're time on one board.
Well, and while you're in a rush now, you've been doing it for how many years?
Yeah, I know, but
So I don't know why you're in a rush now.
It's just wearing us all down.
That's-
All of our cause contention between both boards, and if we could get this over with,
I have no tension over it, you can get.
of course you do.
All on sell
All right,
The
next
land.
item.
Yeah, the land.
Let's talk about the right of way request and access to Millhouse property on the Monroe Road.
That would get dropped on us, Mr. Chairman. How do you expect us to make any kind of informed decision on it?
I think we're just opening the conversation.
Have a
We
conversation.
brought up to
Yeah,
it,
no, right, that's it, yeah. So the village has discussion about this, and we'd be willing to do an easement for the fair market value of the right of way easement. We wouldn't give it away. Because that wouldn't be fair to any other resident or taxpayer in the village or the town, because I have to buy a right away easement to get to my property. And if it's for commercial syruping, absolutely not for free. If it was somebody that was struggling and needed a right away to get to their house, we'd probably do something different, but if this is the case.
Found common ground with you.
When they approach
No way.
for commercial
It only
business,
took an hour.
But I got a lot of common ground, except this building. Everything else been common ground.
I think we can make a short conversation of that, more agree?
Yep.
Yep.
Conversation over here.
Charge them. You have any idea how much?
I said fair market value, I'm not the realtor.
Okay.
Well, I would like to know if it would affect the food shelf. I'd like to know
Let's
that.
get rid of the house with it.
Thing with the right of ways, we can.
That's all with no house
Keep
with
it
the right
at
of
the
way.
far end of the property and be nowhere near the food shelf.
Okay.
Then we would designate where the right of way would be, so we could keep it at the top corner of the property and keep it absolutely clear. If
Unless you want the no house.
I was gonna say, like, let's say you go by the mill and straight through the mill house. And put it, he applies the right of way to get to the mill house.
But that still goes back to the problem of the subdivision.
Right. No, because then if we divide that and
No, for the
You
sale,
divide it.
for the sale, if you wanted to buy it, you'd have to get subdivision.
Would this include the mill house in the right of way?
There you go. I don't, I mean, I'll support,
Then we wouldn't make any money.
We still charge it for the, we still charge it for the right of way.
I'll support the majority of the select board here. I individually don't see a point in it. And the fact that it doesn't bring good to the public as a whole. It serves an individual's, you know,
Way to make money.
wish to make more income. We've given up easements on 2 town parcels for the better good of the long-term future of Johnson. We're talking about it on another parcel for the long-term good of the long trail, which the public thing, this is.
commercial business. So we all know how much commercial businesses cost town and road maintenance.
It costs us anywhere between $20,000 and $75,000 a year for these people to do this. Be cool.
So you don't support this either?
But Johnson's business friendly, so would you wanna?
Yeah, that's why we give them fair market value for the easement and right of way.
I need more information.
Diane, you had a comment?
Yeah, I don't represent Monroe in any way, but, he's a acquaintance that I know through the rec committee or the rec task force, because he owns a number of properties that, have great recreation potential. And I think that he's interested in being a friend to our town in addition to being a businessman. And if there's a way we could help him out. Personally, I just think that it might be really advantageous to have like, I mean, he might be interested in the mill house, and some of our connections to the task force might be interested in converting that building into some kind of a hospital or a welcome center or something. It has rec value, in other words. And he might be a useful person in helping to make that kind of situation happen. But the other thing I mentioned is that he also borders you on the other side as well, of the 180 acres. And depending on, I don't know, how complicated you want to get, you know, I could envision almost something like a land swap where you give him a little strip at this side and then he moves his border a little bit on this side.
So Gordon's email didn't say he owned that other land. He said that the person sugar and leases that property from another person.
Yeah, but on the tax maps, he does own, I think, a little over 100 acres on the other side of 180. He is the abutter.
And depending on what trails go in on that 180 acres someday in our dream world, you know, it might be nice to have a right of way across his land that we own in exchange for giving him a right of way off that other land. You know, I'm just talking dream world, you know, because I want to have mountain biking trails.
Might spend a lot of ducking on stop lines. I fall through it, sure.
Well, that's why I'm talking, if we got a right of way through there and a little bit of control, I mean, he's got a 10-year maple lease right now. But that's not forever, and the way things move, I mean, by the time the trails come around, that lease is gonna be up, you know?
Well, in my opinion, if he wanted to buy the mill house, you get back into the subdivision part. gonna cost a bunch of money.
But like I said, I don't represent him in any way. I just see that, I just wanted to, you know, broaden your thinking, that maybe there's another alternative that wouldn't involve an exchange of money, but rather an exchange of land for right of way. Because it might behoove us to have access to his land, and it might behoove him to have access to ours.
Who's us?
The town.
Okay, so,
I do consider myself one of y'all.
Dan, have you seen, you
No.
saw this before the meeting?
Yeah.
You did.
It's in the past.
Now, the last time I went up there,
Next time,
it
next week.
was last week, we were talking about.
That's not very good.
That motor.
So this is the first time the select board's seen it. I don't think we can give an answer on it right now.
well, the village's answer is if he wants to pay fair market value for a right of way or easement, we'd agree.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to buy the entire Millhouse lot and have that chunk separate.
I'd rather have that, if we could.
Okay, so what's on our next agenda?
Yeah.
Get back in.
Yep.
Okay.
So the folks around the trees, so
Those are put in by town committee, right?
Yeah. Mayor, is that on this one? Can we possibly move that one towards the end, because Sue River wants to be here for this, but she's at a conservation commission meeting that should end in time for that.
well, we got two more things and that's it. I have no problem with moving it on the follow.
No problem. Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
So Railroad Street,
Please.
John?
So I talked with Eric, and, you know, we know that the surface has issues, and in talking to Eric, we know the drainage and the underneath has issues. So, you know, we talked about maybe looking at getting grants, if we work together on something. I talked to Jason about looking at paving options, and, you know, we both agree that we shouldn't be paving until, you know, the storm drains and everything underneath gets fixed. So is there some way that we could partner on grants, whether it's CDBG or other items to, you know, maybe do a joint project?
Well, we were doing construction. To say, we were looking into one and we couldn't get to CDS this year because it's involved with the garage project until that's closed out. So Eric was already on that, trying to get one to repair all of our catch basins and stuff down through there in coordination, but that is on your radar. You've been looking with that. And
Actually, Howard, he's the transport guy.
Yeah, sorry. Yep. But I think, I'll call that.
Well, the objective would be to get the concrete, I would think, out of there, because, I mean, if you're just gonna throw money on top of junk.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, as a guy that paid, you're gonna get junk in a couple of years.
and
You know.
it'd have to go if we had to
And-
redo our. pipe
Right,
down
and if
there.
you cut a trench to fix structures, those always settle different, they settle, and the concrete won't, so then that's gonna end up breaking away. So then you're just throwing money on top of money
That's the mistake they made on Main Street. They didn't rip up all that old concrete. They should have done that in 2 phases. That was stupid. That was the dumbest thing I ever saw.
I would revert to an engineering firm. I mean, my understanding is all clay. So we'll take the concrete up, you're taking significant amount of material, bringing a significant amount of better material back in, compacting it. Hopefully leaving it for a summer so that it can naturally compact more.
But we also gotta look at it, the pipes that we've got go everywhere.
Right.
It's virtually gonna all be removed if we were to be redoing our connections to each house down to there.
And previous repairs, it was pinned back in concrete. Which is painful type to work it.
How old is the water main down through there?
Not very old.
So it's not the main of the problem.
It's not the sewer, it's the sewer.
No, yeah, the storm drains, it's the catch basin. The sewer,
We just relined.
just reload, so this is catch basins.
So I think to answer your question, which I think you asked, I don't think this board has a problem with you working with Eric, firefighter grants, once we get beyond the hurdle that Kenny mentioned.
Thank you.
Figure out a way to get it done.
If we apply to grants and we get awarded a grant, then where does maintenance fall after that?
Same place.
It is now.
This is-
What you, folks think of that foolish study that was done recently on Railroad Street? Cutting off, the road's already narrow as it is, taking another foot off. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I didn't hear nothing about
Taking a foot off the width.
There was discussion about how to get the
Well,
cyclists off the rail trail.
Why would you narrow the road?
Yes, I know, that's what I said there in the meeting, I said the road is narrow as it is, without taking another foot off.
It's tight.
It was that study that was done for the rail trail,
They ride
to
up
get
and down
more
Route
business
15,
into the
they
bill.
ride up and down Railroad Street.
See,
It's-
and they went ahead and didn't even talk to the village about it at all. You know, that was ridiculous, that's just the problem with this grant money that's thrown out for make work projects for people. Really it is, I mean, it's a tragedy. All this money that's wasted every year.
So a related question, one of the items that the rail trail committee identified is, the top of the storm drain, only in a couple of cases, but is, 6 inches per foot below street level. The couple you ride down on your bike. Is there any way to put another drain up on top, or, a surface, something up at street
Well, they
level?
usually do colors, right, to raise them,
Yeah, but
so that's when you're repaving.
costs a lot of money and then to do
Yeah.
that
I would think that,
before we rip the road up, it's pretty awesome.
well, I think there's only one or two that I think really deep. I don't know if we're gonna need that money, but I'm just asking, because it seems like something they've identified to be neat to fix.
You're talking about
This
one,
grant we're talking
Well,
about-
if they're gonna miss the potholes coming off the bridge, I think they could easily just catch it.
Well, that's the thing, right?
you're talking about that catch basin by Diesel line?
In one area across from
We think
the,
it's two of them, that are equal that.
we know almost every catch basin on that needs work, but we gotta do it in coincide with you guys and bike repair.
Mhm.
Or that's just natural.
It should be all done when the whole thing is repaired.
That's, I would assume that would be the direction both boards would be looking to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's years away.
Daryl hates seeing new pavement cut out.
I
Diana?
hate to cut it up, though.
I walk that route a lot, I'm coming from my place, from the rail trail downtown to the village. As I was walking in there the other day, I realized, a real logical solution might be to use the sidewalk and just change our designation of our sidewalks so that bicycles are welcome on them rather than. There's not a law one way or the other in our village, as far as I know.
We have no ordinance against bicycles.
No bicycles on the, yeah, so all it would take is just a sign saying, bicycles are welcome to use the sidewalk to get into the village.
We may well have to do that.
Don't
Yeah, it's a lot of conversation
If we
about
did,
that in the
we're
meeting
gonna-
that night, and the consensus of people in the room that night was they didn't want that. But that may be the only means to,
Might be the only reason.
Not until, that's the funny part.
Especially that house with all those little kids that are on the sidewalk, and I'm almost afraid they're gonna go on the road. They're always on the sidewalk, and a bicycle and a little kid might not mix.
Or just avoid the hole with your bike,
What's that?
or just avoid the big hole with your bike. And that will solve the first problem.
So in the interest of like we're avoiding the fall.
Yeah.
In the interest of an interim solution, I mean, we did discuss about paving that section right off the bridge where it's really bad last year. And it might actually happen this year because there's no infrastructure, that needs to replace underneath it.
Not that nails shape.
Well, if there's like two really bad ones, and you need a riser, how much does a riser cost?
$400 per thing.
So if it's, if it's two really, critical ones that were identified, I don't know how many people. If it was $400 or $500, is there a way for us to, purchase them and you guys just install them in those two spots that are bad and we'll pay for pavement?
So let's have Nate take a look at that.
Let's also have
This, his opinion on what needs to happen and make it happy and
was a drainage issue for that.
We can get ahold of Don and share with you guys.
Sure.
We're not opposed to making things better, it's just we need to bring out, can't replace them all,
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Throw red line or something.
Can I just say, those structures, I don't drive down it much. Are those like old round catch basins?
No, that's correct.
They're square, they even the ones in the hall are square.
Don't quote me, but I believe so.
Squares are easy to get right during sport. If they're the old round ones, then you gotta change the whole frame.
Yeah, I don't remember any round ones on.
Square. But I do remember being an issue with drainage, on that drain by properties. Slope of the road causes it anyways, I don't know if that's still the case or not.
A lot of that was before the flood and after the flood. I mean, I've been found the pipe that daylights to drain near the Gion, I don't know, had an 8-foot berm, keeping it from, so it would fill up a small puddle and then it'll drain. And
It used to be a lot worse.
apparently
We had it
23 plus
paved,
state of emergency meeting.
built towards the drain, and that still didn't really resolve the problem.
Oh, yeah, we all know Railroad Street don't drain your drainage, because the road's screwed up in town there.
But a lot of the drains, when Boulder was trucking the dirt over there, they ruined Railroad Street, they ran over those, I watched them run over our drain. So, a lot of that damage is from that.
Your drains in the road, you watch the truck drive over.
Because they,
And one company doing work for a month is the ones that ruined it.
I'm going like, you freaking idiot.
Private insurance for 50%, nothing to do with it.
Pick on private.
A lot of material.
God forbid they can stop and wait for the car to come out.
So,
Let's get back on track.
an action item
Okay.
on that one,
Get on track.
an action item on that one that I see is, you know, if you guys are willing to send Nate out there and look, if there's 3 or 4 that are real bad, not saying make it perfect. I'm willing, you know, if we know the cost, it benefits the village and the town to be able to get people up the street, but I understand, you know, maybe it could be a project for you buy them and you guys install them, working together. For the better of getting people into the village up Railroad Street. And it's not a perfect thing, it's just a,
Yep, let's let Eric and Nate look at it, we'll come up with the next suggestion and we'll bring it back to you and. Yeah, like I said, we're not opposed to approving things and make it stuff.
I'll even be so generous, it seems how as I work right down there, that I'll save you guys having to pay a man to drive way down there, I'll pick them up.
my God.
Huh?
We
Free of charge.
Get one of that extra building is fine.
Oh, I can't deliver?
Okay, next item. So we're also agreed we're gonna, at some point, when you finish that building grant, we'll look at applying for a grant together for the street as a whole.
Well, I think
Would be a-
we'd be better off separately for, there's the two separate entities.
They can work together on which ones they're.
Yeah.
Well, they
It
can
depends on,
apply for CDS through Bernie, and we can apply it through Webster Balance, and it's 100% legal and.
well, a lot of times too, CDBG, they like doing infrastructure projects. And if you get multiple, jurisdictions working on a project together, then they could score higher.
Yeah, the Champlain Basin also has a lot of money for it right now, that's what we're looking at, with it. Sent us several emails, so we're talking. So we're looking at stuff, this. Garage is so close to being done and finalized, and then we'll be free to be able to acquire other grants.
We didn't have heavy trucks back down railroads, there, but yeah.
I don't know, I don't know. I was just managing the project, you guys don't know that I manage the project, I understand. Okay, Roseberry retirement, so the village did a card and some money for already, and yes, I think Eric would love to work with John to get some kind of little office thing going.
You didn't know what her schedule is? I understand she's leaving for vacation shortly after retiring, is that, you know when that really is?
She's done for us the last day of this.
It's all on the 4th, right, when she's leaving for vacation.
Before,
You're waiting for no time, huh? So we're gonna do something next week or after she comes back.
Next Friday.
Well, she will be back in as soon as she's back, we do know that, and I think she's still doing some stuff for you guys also.
It should be available.
Do we wanna do something better for her than just the office, like maybe?
We did, we already turned down our $500 gift card for her truth. And
Great.
everything for green.
No, but like a party maybe at the Shalmont? They have that nice room to the right, as you go into the building,
Yeah, whether it's here or somewhere else.
maybe a nice party there.
do we know what, yeah,
Is that set up in?
I don't know. Not one For the college, I mean,
We go to Eugene at the Woolen now.
We authorized
Yeah.
Eric already to have, do something and coordinate with John, and so, let's just be reasonable and.
Well, let's do a little something better than just a little.
Well, yeah, I was assuming they'd get, barbecue place again, get them some food here and stuff like that, but I don't.
I think with her retirement being in the next week, and next week being a holiday week, there's a lot of vacations going on. We're better off to try to schedule for some time after she returns for her vacation.
Oh, yeah, it's a good idea.
And
And something really nice.
I think a nicer retirement party, probably with people she's involved with other than employees for a long time. Of course, that comes to me.
We're gonna try to get off the town, go to turn out popcorn.
There's a barbecue, that barbecue place has the whole upstairs open, the one we went to. Where was that? Black Diamond. We could go through the whole upstairs to get
Four
out.
corners there.
Yep, it's all open.
I say we let the two guys we paid good and figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
Fireworks.
You got upstairs though, at the end of barbecue place.
There goes.
Lot of old
Long as
people
it's
upstairs.
reasonable, my board has no issues, correct? Correct. Well, as long as it's a reasonable price, we have no issues, correct? We're able to make whatever. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Alice? Way up and down
Yeah.
there.
All right,
Hold it around, please, on
all right.
I'm back to it.
We're back on trees on Main Street.
Those posts need to go.
Your committee. So when we were asked about it, this was the project we approved. And you see what's there. So our big complaint isn't necessarily just the posts, it's not having the curbing and the problem it's causing when we're snowballing and stuff. That we're hitting metal post and chain versus stopping against the curb, it's not gonna get involved with it.
Parking cars have problems getting out because of the posts.
They're banging their doors into those things.
Yep.
Some of these old people think that some of them are actually in the ground,
There was
but two of them aren't, and they fall over. It's just a mess. Needs to be corrected.
So the village has no issues with it being removed, but if do, you know what I mean, it was, the town committee approached us and didn't do what was agreed upon. So,
Right.
and then when we asked about it afterwards, we were told, well, we ran out of money and that was the end of the story.
They ran out of money, they shouldn't have done a thing.
Did this
Sorry.
all just come from an email or was it presented at the meeting?
That was presented, or at least was sent to, Nate for approval and stuff. I mean, there's an email that's attached to it.
Okay. So she didn't show you what is there currently?
No,
Like
the board said our supervisor and
Yeah,
manager could
we said
decide if it was
this,
appropriate.
not that.
Okay.
So I think the board here, without hesitation, is in favor of you guys definitely having those removed. And going back to something that's more friendly to parking.
And then part of the problem is they removed the grating in there. And the grating was designed to be broken as the tree grew, expanded. Well, they removed them and they're gone now. And that's what kept a lot of the bricks in place and stuff like that. So that's,
Why did they take them out for?
I don't know, it was a tree board thing. We agreed with your board to,
Yeah, it was like a access.
we didn't have to.
something.
We just,
Well, they need to either be fixed according to those, that picture, or they need to go.
well, they had to spend all grant money to produce what they had.
Right.
So I mean, that is your committee, right? From my understanding.
Yes.
Well, we tried to talk about it, and they said it was village, remember? And then it's come back to us again, so.
So the tree board is a village committee. They got a grant for them because they're,
Those are the heavy
sorry, town. committee.
Okay.
Tree board is the town committee. Because the village owns the trees, they got a grant that we can be a pass through, but it has to go to the village.
I just for the, or, you know, how it should work, but it's your committee. We gave approval for something that they didn't put in, so I'll fully stand behind you guys to go to your committee and make it right.
Is that what we said?
or somebody gets hurt.
Right, well, I was saying, about freeboard, I mean, if they said they ran out of money, obviously they're not gonna have them build this thing, they don't have any money to do that. So we'll have to figure out some sort of solution.
Yeah, something that makes it easier on traveling public and keeps our
This
risk
is
in place.
Yeah, but they destroy the first place.
So the truth of the matter is the trees are put too close to the road. You know, so that's been there a long time.
They had a
What's
low
happened.
cost solution that'd be very unpopular now. It's like, I'll just trim them at base and pave it.
Well, the deal
I
is,
think you're right about the unpopular part.
this day and age, do
Yeah,
we actually want trees anyway? I mean, when they get bigger, they get into the infrastructure and everything else. So,
They do look really nice, I think.
yeah, that's why, you know,
I mean,
a lot of towns have gone underground with utilities. So,
We were told they were gonna grow 7 feet tall, now they're that.
Yeah.
right.
That could be
And
there.
they
I think they're beyond 7 feet now.
And they were a part of that grant that the village received, and they're a part of
I'd say they
on a permit, I think that's.
Well, I think we're pretty much at, is if you tell us that you don't care, we'll rip them out.
I don't
Well, no,
know,
we don't want to go that route because,
Well, nobody wants them.
because then we're still having the same issue with, they didn't support the surroundings around it.
and you may have an issue with the fact that there are requirements for the village to maintain as part of receiving that grant.
But
So
the-
if you cut them based on a whim from this meeting, and somebody in the federal government or state finds out, you might pay a lot of money to plant some more,
But there
I'm not talking the trees,
just posts.
the posts. I'm talking the posts. Yeah, I'm not.
You said you're not, and I'm-
Yeah, well, I thought we were on the post. We could, I thought that's what the whole discussion was, the post.
but we could absolutely remove a tree as long as we put a.
But what I'm saying is, if you folks or your board don't want them, because they're a hazard, and they're in our way for plowing, and our guys just assume have them gone.
I hope it goes in the way of plowing, man. If this was here, it'd be.
It's not a way to plow, it's that they're unstable, so when they're.
If you hit them, and break them, it's not like it's gonna stop the skid steer, but we could easily break them all.
Right.
Break them.
Daryl, if it was up to me, you could take them out tomorrow.
So I guess what I would suggest is that you guys talk to the tree board and see if they could pursue another grant, and Eric can see if we can come up with some kind of grant, maybe to also assist. Cause I think if we could do some kind of curbing and set the posts into curbing, and maybe do something different where the parking problems, that would be a better solution, you know what I mean, than.
Yeah.
Well, the illustration was perfect, that wouldn't have hurt anybody,
I think if we checked the vote, I was a no.
but still, that's a lot better than what there is now.
I know.
But do they actually need that around them?
Yeah, cause people can step on the roots. That's,
Step on the roots are in the ground.
well, I don't know, but that's like.
Sort of
a-
protection is a thing, if you're walking over.
It was keep them off the bases, because that's what the grates were doing, was protecting the root base and the bottom of the tree.
Well, they should have been left.
I agree.
There was issues with them, I don't know what they were.
Coulda, coulda, woulda, we're in this situation now, so.
All right, well, we'll talk to the keyboard and see what happens.
Very frustrating anyway.
Again, it's troublesome because they're beautiful, but they're actually blocking all the lighting we have down on Main Street now. You know, and so the bigger they get, the bushier they get, the less light's gonna be set out in the areas where crosswalks are and stuff like that. But
We can throw them back.
I also haven't heard anything from this board about the wonderful hometown hero banners the village put up.
I was gonna
They
mention,
look great. Look really nice.
I believe we got 20 something more applicants.
Well, not more, no, we have about 20, over 20 overall.
What that's, I mean, from what we've got beyond what we got.
No.
Oh, I thought there
I've got like
was.
6 for the
Okay, so we're working on it, so.
As they're coming in, we're gonna get flags for all the applicants that come in. We're gonna figure out a rotation schedule so that not only will it be fresh and new periodically, but the flags will also last long.
So we've done this without using any taxpayer money, generous donation from Alan and Lynn Hoyer, Johnson Farm Garden. Several other residents donated. So I don't know if you guys could spread the word, but that we'd like to keep it non-tax based funded, and you guys could, you know, committees maybe I'd like to kick in some here and there, it's like $100, a banner, and we don't charge anybody that applies for it. And we're gonna rotate them and keep them rotating out through.
And I think that a lot of people out that may watch our meeting or don't, maybe voice it in yours that, hey, if you've got a family member that served in the service, come down, it's a town. It's not a village.
Contact
Or something, or-
Yeah, contact care.
It's good application.
Are you the point person contact?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
It's not only for village residents. Down the
Town,
Yeah.
So,
And she brought those up. Are those gonna hang like all year round or just like?
This year they're hanging till, from now till probably,
Yeah, October-ish probably, just, once it gets to bad weather, we can put it down.
and then they'll be up every Veterans Day, Flag Day, Memorial Day, President's Day.
Keep them up till Veterans Day.
Yeah. There you go.
I could, I'm a graphic designer, so I could design the off-season or like the regular season ones too, if you guys are looking for.
We've got several, we had some the art studio made for us, we have some that was purchased on Main Street. We have seasonal holiday ones. We have all kinds of banners, and we were just trying to do something good for 250th birthday.
The other thing is everyone's seen our new, like, street sculptures.
Yeah.
I noticed one and I really split my mind for them. Bring it up.
The stages of a plan.
From what I saw was cool.
Aren't they wonderful?
I don't know, our
Beautification committee's working on a mosaic from Gold Spring, so we're gonna get a little further on that. It's awesome. It's gonna happen.
Maybe.
So those sculptures, what's the timeline on those? Are they?
No, they're a rental, I forget how
I
long.
think
Yeah.
2 years.
2 or 3 years.
We're looking for another artist after that.
Nice.
People actually get paid for that stuff too.
Well, they got a grant.
We got-
I think
there's a
that's
grant,
our
yeah.
back. So the sculptor got paid.
Yeah,
Okay. So I guess that's it. Motion adjourned. Second. All in favor? Aye.
You heard?
You can just.
go move.
Okay. We'll call it.